Now I'm going to give you a problem which I haven't shown you how to do, so you have to find your own way here. So you've got a graph y equals blah 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 here. When you try and sketch this graph, it will look like this. Okay. Now, if you draw a straight line, a tangent line that just touches that line at x equals 0.65. So I want to know the equation of this tangent line here. Okay, at x equals 0.65. So somehow find the equation of this purple line here, the tangent line. As a clue, the gradient of this tangent line will be the same as the gradient of this line here. Okay, so basically find the gradient of this line here. So what you have to do is differentiate this, and then find the gradient at x equals this. So once you've got your gradient, remember, with a straight line, once you've got the gradient and one point that it goes through, then you can find out the whole equation for a straight line. Remember, the point that it goes through is this point here. Okay, so somehow, well, anyway, find out the equation of this tangent line. Okay, so press pause and have a go. Okay, so to do this here, first you need to, well, looking at this straight line here, in order to find out the equation of this straight line, you need to know the gradient at this point. And once you know the gradient, then you know, and you pretty much know this point here, because if you put x into here and into here and into here, and then it will immediately take you to the y coordinate, which is here. Okay, so you do know this point here. This point here will be 0.65 comma the whole thing here, when you put this into here. Okay, yeah, so you know the coordinates of this point here. The only difficult part is finding the gradient of this line here. Well, to find out the gradient of the purple line, just work out the gradient of this line here. So basically, work out dy by dx of this. So dy by dx of that equals this here. Hang on, dy by dx would be this. Move it down here. This, move it down here, and then you've got your 2. You pretty much ignore this. So when you differentiate this here, it will give you this. Okay, so this is your dy by dx. Now you want to know the gradient at this point here. So this is your dy by dx. So if you want to know the gradient at this point here, then put 0.65 into here, and then put 0.65 into here, and then work it all out, and then dy by dx. Well, so at x equals 0.65 here, dy by dx will be this. Okay, so it's basically you putting this into here and into here, just so that you can find out the gradient at this point here. Okay, so dy by dx will give you this. So now, going back to the straight line here, you now have the gradient at this point here. So the only thing that you need to know is this precise point here. Okay, so so here we've got the gradient, which is this here. So hang on. So we've got the gradient here. So now looking at the straight line here, the straight line is given by y equals mx plus c. We know the gradient here. So this bit here goes into here. Okay, so that's why you've got this bit here. This is your gradient here. Okay, and x is this point here. So remember, at the moment we've got the gradient. Okay, we've got the gradient. So all we need to know is the one point on the line. Then we can work out c. Okay, we can work out the intercept. So well, the gradient, which is this here, well, put it into here. So that's this here. What this is our gradient. We put it into the m here. That's the gradient here. Okay, and then x, which is 0.65 here. You put the 0.65 into this x here. That's this bit here. And then the y at this point here is 1.827. And the way you get this number is by putting hang on, The way you get this number here is by putting 0.65 into your original equation here. Hang on, let me move this across. Okay, hang on. Oops, hang on. So sorry. The way you get this number here is by putting 0.65 into the original y equals blah 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 blah. Okay, that will then give you your y value. Okay, so you've got your gradient here. This is your x, and this is your y. So you should be able to work out c. Okay, so it turns out that c, which is the intercept, which is this point here, is given by this. So now you've got everything that you need to know about your straight line. So now, so this is your gradient, this is your intercept. So this is your intercept. Put it into here, and then yeah, if you get a graph plotter and plot y equals this thing here, it will give you this. You see, if you get a graph plotter and plot y equals this thing here, which is what we just worked out earlier, it will give you this blue line here. And notice that so this point here is 0.65 here, and the well, you can see that the blue line is really the tangent of our y equals blah 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 here. Okay, so yeah, so the equation of the blue line is given by this. And by the way, you could, if you wanted to, work out. Hang on, let's go back to here. So we managed to find out the gradient of this purple line here. You could, if you wanted to, work out the area under the tangent line if you wanted to, or you could work out the point of intersection here if you wanted to. Okay, but the yeah, so we managed to work out the equation of this tangent line. Okay, and it's given by hang on, it's given by this here. Okay, so when you plot the two graphs, it will give you this. Okay.